Hey guys, it's Paul here from Blossom. Today I've got a fun and educational video for you guys. I'm going to compare a video that Adrian did from Passive Income Investing. Of course, Adrian, we all know he's the GOAT of passive income. He had a series back in 2020 where he would do his stock picks of the month. So we're going to take a look at his 4 dividend stock picks from August of 2020. See kind of like where their yield is today and what would I recommend to buy instead of the ETFs that he was recommending back then. And you'll see how the landscape of this whole investing market has changed and why we're now able to produce more monthly income. Okay, I'm making more money now with my $400,000 portfolio than Adrian was making in 2020 with his over $600,000 portfolio. And this is all because of the new ETFs that we have access to. All right, guys. So the first one that he recommended in August of 2020 was ZWU, the BMO Covered Call Utilities ETF. At the time, the price had dipped down and the yield was 8%. The current yield you can see here is 7.39%. So simply, guys, obviously this holds a basket of utilities and writes covered calls on them, and you're getting this yield of 7.39%. So what would I buy today, or what do I hold today? So I have Utes from Evolve, which is their Canadian Utilities Enhanced Yield Index Fund. Now, it hasn't been out for a year yet, so I don't think they're able to post the actual distribution, but I did the math for you. The current price being $9.60, the current distribution being 13.8 cents gives you a yield of 17%. So personally, I used to have ZWU. I don't own it anymore. Now I have about 12 or 1,300 shares of Utes. All right, guys, let's move on to the next one. All right, so the next one is FLI. This is from Global Asset Management. This is another this one's a life co. So this one holds life insurance companies. And it at the time when Adrian recommended this, the price had dropped down. So it was offering 11% dividend yield, which at the time was amazing. It's currently offering a 7% yield. So instead of purchasing FLI, and I believe this pays quarterly as well, which now is pretty outdated for most of us income investors, I have decided to go with Bank. Now, Bank doesn't just hold Lifecos. It's the Evolve Canadian Banks and Lifecos Enhanced Yield. So this one holds both. We'll go down here. Okay, you can see over here that it has a trailing yield of 16%. Right now, it's almost 16% if you buy it at the current price. And if we click on here, we can go down and see what's in this. So by holding Bank, you're going to get Royal Bank, National Bank, right? CIBC, Bank of Nova Scotia, TD Bank. But then you're also going to get the Power Corp of Canada. You're going to get Bank of Montreal. And then you get 3 life insurance companies, right? Great West Life, Manulife, and Sun Life. So I think this gives you a good overall exposure to financials instead of just life insurance companies. All right, guys, back in August, his third stock pick at the time was Enbridge. And back then, the price of Enbridge had dipped so low that the yield was over 7%, which was amazing at the time. I bought Enbridge, and I ended up selling out of it when it went up. But currently, if you were to buy it today, you would get a yield of 5.67%. So that would not generate a lot of income for me. So instead, I would choose to buy something like this Split Corp, the E-Split Corp from Middlefield. The ticker is ENS. Okay, you can see right now it's currently trading at 14.78. And the current yield for this is just over 10%. Okay, so this is what I would choose right now instead of buying Enbridge. And I did used to own ENS, but I ended up swapping that out for something else. But that's going to be for another video. So his last pick in August of 2020 was the Nexus REIT NXR.UN. Okay, at the time, it had dropped down to, I think, about $1.45 a share, and the yield was 11%. So they have increased the distribution, and of course, the stock price has gone up quite significantly to $7.92, and the current yield is 8%. So personally, I sold out of all my REITs. I did well on some of them, and a couple of them I lost a lot of money. So I do not hold REITs anymore. But if I was going to replace this particular ETF, REIT, I would look at something like RS from Middlefield. This is another split corp. It's a real estate split corp, obviously. Excuse me. The current price is $9.91. It holds a basket of REITs, so you get exposure to many REITs. Now, the current yield on RS is over 15%, okay? But the reason I don't like RS is because over the past 5 years, the share price is down 33%. And it never seems to really recover. I think a lot of people have noticed this. So I sold out of it, luckily, when it was over $15 a share, and I haven't bought back in. Now, a lot of people are choosing instead to go with Hamilton's RMAX. Now, RMAX only has a yield of just over 10%, so not quite as good as RS, but it's been around since June of 2024, and since inception, it is up 5.74%. So this one's actually seen a little bit of capital appreciation, and it does provide a good monthly dividend as well. So guys, there you have it. As you can see, things have changed a lot since Adrian did his video back in 2020. For one thing, the covered call ETFs are better, and they're producing more monthly income. Secondly, I'm not buying single stocks anymore. I don't want the risk of owning something like, say, Enbridge. You don't know when it's going to go up, when it's going to go down. And also, the low quarterly dividend is just not something that I'm personally interested in anymore, although I know a lot of people still hold Enbridge. And, if that works for your portfolio, then that's great. Also, REITs. I just recently sold my Innovalis REIT. I don't know if anybody still holds INO.UN, but I was down, I think, 80%. I lost about $6,000. So I just don't bother touching REITs anymore. They cut their distributions, the share prices tank, and they're unreliable. And the ones that are doing well don't seem to be doing that well anyways. Like RioCan, a lot of people thought it would be doing much better than it currently is, but it's not. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. Remember, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before you buy any of these ETFs. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.